problem today, and literally a seed investor who's very successful but relatively new said to me yesterday, I'm giving up because everyone can vibe code something. I can't even tell the difference. I can't tell it. Now, I vibe coded 20 apps that have been used over 1 million times. I'm in the top 0.1% of Replit. I know a little bit about this. Yeah. And we'll run out of time. You're not going to vibe code Salesforce.
We're gonna hit the gong for
hit
your
that gong.
Replit skill set. Numbers. Huge numbers.
You're not going to vibe code Salesforce for real, but you know what you can vibe code? Something for demo day that looks really good.
Yeah.
Real, and the stuff that like even 18 months ago, you'd be like, I want to fund that. Oh my God, this is an agent for dental follow-ups that's all automated. Like, my God, your jaw would drop 18 months ago. Yeah. And you know, we're talking about Clawbot and OpenClaw and all this stuff today. You were just talking about it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I built my own version on Replit a week ago. I thought it was pretty cool, and now it's obsolete today. For real, it's called Ren. I built it a week ago, and now it's worthless.
Wow. So I mean, demo day is coming up. Like, what metrics? I mean, obviously, you can have a polished product. So does this shift to being able to control narrative? Are we in the age of storytelling? Do we need to be focused just on ARR or cash flow at the earlier stage? Like, what changes about, because there will be companies that are created today and wind up being successful. I'm sure you're not bearish on just startups generally right now, but the landscape is different, right? So what's different?
Yeah. Look, here's the challenge. The challenge isn't even all the clones. I think we've accepted there's a lot of clones. I think we've accepted there's 1,000 competitors now. The challenge that I mean, you guys know from the show, but not all founders have internalized. It's just investors are expecting insane levels of growth. Insane levels of growth, right? They want, like, the idea that you could go from 1 to 100 in a year is now seen as what you want to invest in. That used to be almost unprecedented. It did happen in the old days, right? Sure. Now there's companies that, like, I invested in early, like Higgsfield for video. People never even heard of Higgsfield, and it's 100 and something million, right?
It's over 200 now.
Yeah, but that's not like Harvey, which we're talking about every week, right? Or Lovable or Replit, and so. And then the problem, guys, is you look at Figma, and it's terrible, but Figma is almost soul crushing for investing because you can't get much better than Figma. It's down from its IPO. It's trading less than 10 times revenue, and that's for owning and creating a category. Who's invested in something much better than Figma? I mean, not me.
Sure.
So on the one hand, it's great, the best times of others. On the other hand, it's like Figma isn't good enough. Like, let's call it a day, guys, and do media companies because it's just too hard.
I mean, I've had at least a couple times over the last year where a portfolio company is like a company that is maybe a pre-seed company trying to go out and raise a seed or maybe an A, and they're like, hey, can you look at my deck? And I'm like, the deck is beautiful, but you're projecting to grow 3x this year, and that's going to be a nightmare for you because it just doesn't look like the business is best in class anymore. Even though you're like, wait, I'm going to 3x revenue this year. It's just
it's and unfortunately, there's no great answers to this, right? There's no great answers to the question that some great businesses will compound to epic rates, but they're unfundable now, and they would have been fundable 2 years ago. There's literally, I don't know what the answer is today, right?
What about how? What do you think is going on in?
So staying there, doesn't that just mean that maybe there's the same amount of entrepreneur, same amount of building, but just more founders opting out of the traditional venture capital track? Because if they don't actually have a solid use for capital, they should get profitable earlier, monetize earlier. I mean, integrating payments is easier with one line prompt. So just do it and actually pull your roadmap forward and stay lean and be higher leverage. Like, I don't know. Is that not an unreasonable conclusion that you'll just see more bootstrap successes?
You know, of course that's the dream, right? Don't raise too much money for TBPN. I keep it lean. And I think for a little while, when everything was easy, but when things were growing well, but the markets were down, late 2022, 23, and 24, that was the dream. Guys, listen, if the markets have fallen out of love with us, we'll just do the MailChimp. We'll just get to $1 billion in revenue on our own, pay us all out a couple $100 million in dividends, and see what the Lord brings, right? The problem today is that the pace of software development is so fast that you better You better have, one way or another, you better have 4 or 5 amazing folks on your team, or you're going to get crushed by the kids at Y Combinator. Bootstrapped or not, there's no time. And I remember back in the day, Michael Cannon Brooks, who was the co-founder of Atlassian, came, to SaaStr Annual way back in like 2019 or 2018. And he said, I was lucky I had 5 extra years. Like if I'd had any competition in the first 5 years of Atlassian, we wouldn't have made it. There were 3 companies.
That's crazy.
What do you,
Right?
so
That's hopeless today. How are you going to compete when people pushing out crazy agentic products weekly? How are you going to compete?
I want to get your take on this. So we were on a podcast that got released earlier this week. John was talking about something that has informed our strategy with TBPN from the beginning, which is that media is now barbell. You're going to do great if you're a platform, a Spotify, a YouTube, Netflix, et cetera, and you're going to do great if you're a personality, individual, low OpEx. You're just like Joe Rogan. You're creating content. But if you're in the middle ground where you have like a 200-person team and
you're trying to roll up
you're
talent,
kind of
but they're
competing with
constantly
the personalities
starting their
and the
own
platforms,
things.
you're going to be in a rough spot.